Hey guys, Germs here with yet another video. This is another recent firearms purchase of mine. As you can see, it's a Browning case. So let's open it up. Inside we have a Browning High Power. This is an older model. Before we get into it, let's take it out of the box and do a quick safety check. When I purchased this last week, came with the original box and two of these 13 round magazines. So let's put this to the side here. Check the firearm. Empty magazine. Nothing in the chamber. And we're good to go. Okay. It's a 9mm. It was one of John Browning's final designs. He died in 1926, years before the design was finalized. It was completed by, and I'm going to butcher his name, Didouan Savier at FN in Belgium. You know, John Browning had many designs, and the High Power in 1911 seemed to be a couple of his most popular and recognized designs. Even today they're still used by the military and private citizens alike. The Canadian Armed Forces as well as the British are using the High Power amongst a handful of other countries. The Browning High Power has such a rich history, and there's so much info on it out there, online or in books. So I'm really just going to try and focus on this particular High Power and discuss what I like about it, what I don't like, and hopefully I could also learn something about it from you High Power fans. You know, because I'll admit I don't know much about this particular firearm or the High Power in general. So this purchase was kind of an impulse buy. I've heard of the High Power. You know, I've seen them. I've fired a newer Mark III, but it wasn't until I fired this one that I realized it was something that I really wanted. And the fact that I love the 1911, I figured the only sane choice was to add it to the collection. I looked up the serial number and found out it was made sometime in the late 80s. When I first got it, I thought the sights, the adjustable sights, were aftermarket because I've never seen a High Power with these sights. I have seen them, you know, with adjustable sights, but you know, they didn't look like this. So I thought this was something that somebody did after they got the firearm, until I you know, I did some research and found out that they're actually stock from the factory, that Browning offered these sights for a few years, and they're called Millet sights. Having a hard time finding a lot of info on the Browning High Power with the Millet sights. So if anybody watching this knows High Powers and you know, maybe shed a little light on this particular model, anything I don't know about it, that'd be great. I paid $600 for it, so I'm hoping I got a good price. I would say it's in 85% condition. It looks a lot better in person. The video really doesn't do it justice. As you saw, it came with the box and the two 13-round magazines. You know, one of my favorite things is the finish on this gun. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's nice blued. You know, it's just a classy looking firearm. I plan to shoot it. You know, I don't have any safe queens, but you know, I'm going to be taking care of this one for a while. Let's see, it feels great in the hands. When I picked it up, I only got to put 50 rounds through it. I know that's not a lot, but just from those 50 rounds I could tell why people love this gun. You know, fired without any issues. It was fairly accurate, more accurate than I am. I had a little trouble focusing on the sights because of the front and the rear sight are just plain black. You know, as you can see, I don't know if it'll focus in for you, but you can just see they're black, so it was hard to see inside the range. I may add a little paint to the front sight to help out with that. The trigger's smooth, safety engages fairly easy. The slide, you know, is very smooth. It's like butter. You know, it looks like it wasn't fired that much. The barrel is like, looks brand spanking new. There's no scratches or no rust, no dings. You know, it almost seems unfired. I'm sure it was fired, but you would never know. So, you know, it has the magazine disconnect safety, which I know a lot of people don't like. you know, some people when they buy the high power, that's the first thing they do. They remove the magazine disconnect so that the gun can be fired without a magazine in it. The logic being that in a defense situation, you know, if you're struggling and the magazine drops, you know, you're unable to fire the gun. They want to be able to fire it even when the magazine is dropped, which makes sense. You know, considering I would like to keep this gun mostly stock and I don't want to really do anything, I don't think I feel a need to, you know, I don't think I'm going to mess with it and remove the magazine disconnect. I don't want to do anything that'll affect the value in the long run. I'm sure it could be put back, but you know, I'm not a gunsmith, so I'm not going to mess with it. I don't have too many plans for it. I ordered Pachmayr grips for it. I picked up a couple of 15-round magazines. Excuse me, I ordered a couple of 15-round magazines. I'd like to get a holster, but I'm not sure if the standard high-power holster will work with this gun because of the sights. So if anybody has any suggestions, or you know, please feel free to share. And like I said, I might add some paint to the front sight. But other than that, this will just be a range gun. You know, once I get enough practice with it, I'd like to try it in a few matches and see how it goes. So that's it for now. If you high power fans have any suggestions or advice, please feel free to share. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But that's it for now. And this is Germs, and this is the Browning High Power. Take it easy, guys.